How are you doing this week, guys? It's Keith Grevenitz with another Beat Sessions review for you. Let's address the pirate on the elephant's back in the room. I scratched my cornea and have to wear an eye patch for a few days. I figured it'd be easier to wear the shades for a few minutes for this review, though. If it looks like I'm crying, just know that it's just my eye trying to lubricate. I was not touched by today's album. My eye might be a little fucked up, but don't worry, my ears are just fine. I decided to step out of my comfort zone and review something I wouldn't normally listen to. For your entertainment, of course. It takes a lot to make me blush, but Traumazine, Megan Thee Stallion's new release, put me to the test. Be warned, this review is rated R for language and sexual themes. Recently, Beyonce took the word spaz out of her song Heated because it ironically had gotten some people upset. Lizzo also removed it from her track entitled Girls. Something tells me that no one is going to get Megan Thee Stallion to change her lyrics. In fact, I don't think anyone will notice. Born Megan Jovan Ruth Pete, she released her debut album Good News in 2020 and earned her first two #1 singles with Savage and Cardi B's WAP, which, who can forget, opens repeating, "There's some whores in this house, there's some whores in this house." Megan's work tends to follow a similar theme and isn't breaking any molds musically. The whole thing seems to be reliant on shock lyrics similar to what we hear in WAP. In the beginning, in the opening track, NDA, Megan reminds us that she's a bad bitch, okay? She sings, "How many more ways can I say that I'm the baddest bitch?" Well, if I had more time, I could probably get you a tally. But spoiler alert, this is about all she has to offer. Whether it be about money, her ass, or her vagina, or the way she handles a man's genitalia, the 27-year-old is, as DJ Khaled would say, the best. I'm no prude, let me tell you, but reviewing this album makes me feel like I'm 100 years old. Fucking 100 years old. I remember convincing my parents to let me buy albums with parental warnings on them. I don't know what this album could say on it to prepare an unaware parent. The Stallion sings in Red Wine, "I want the dick that make me act stupid. I want the dick that make me hate Cupid. I want the dick that make me walk bowleg. Freaky slap me on the forehead. I want to gag or get the fuck out of here. If it ain't that big, if I don't shed a tear." All right. Red Wine? It sounds more like some Everclear to me. So, moving on, Scary is a track with what sounds like a sample from what you may hear at a pop-up Spirit Halloween store and begins, "I'm whoever every N-word wife fear, thick-thighed nightmare." So she's going to get, your husband to fuck her. In Budget, the Stallion infers that without the money, I don't budge in regards to relationships with men. Holy shit, what kind of message is this sending to young women, let alone young black women? Megan barely touches on topics of substance when singing Anxiety and Flip Flop. Without these songs on this album, it would amount to just complete background trash at some terrible club. Anxiety shows some rare vulnerability when she sings, "All I really want to hear is it'll be okay." Flip Flop talks about the death of her mother and not knowing how to cope, not knowing what to think about that. Megan's mother died of cancer in 2019. I can't help but wonder, though, if that made it easier to sing, "I want you to dog this cat out, whip it like a trap house, stand up in that pussy, stomp the yard like a frat house, put me on the wall, spread it open, do a pat down, panties to the side. Don't be shy, open wide, because I'm Miss Nasty." I went to a local comedy show recently and I didn't laugh once. The comedy was so old and dependent on low-hanging fruit that I couldn't even muster a chuckle. That was this album for me. Uninspiring beats, rudimentary lyricism, and no redemption anywhere to be found. This album may have a time and place, but as a result of listening to Traumazine, I'll be spending the evening sanitizing the trauma from my ears with more substantial music. To the Megan Thee Stallion fans out there, I'm truly sorry. I wanted to like this. But it's 2022, and there's so much going on in this world, and so much to talk about for a young black woman besides how good your pussy is. Did you really, really name a track Pressurelicious? I'm dumbfounded by the lack of any substantial mass here and would give this a vinyl displease. I'm hoping Megan Thee Stallion challenges herself and releases a less sophomoric album next time around. I'll give it a listen, I promise. But grow up, Megan. Well, thanks, guys. I'll be back reviewing some new music this month, and we have some great stuff coming out this month. Great stuff to look forward to. As always, I'm Keith Grevenitz with the Beat Sessions. Subscribe and hit a like button if you can. Have a great weekend. And if you have to, you gotta listen to this album by Megan Thee Stallion, make sure you don't have any young ones around.